Hello and welcome to episode number 8 of the Third and Short podcast. Usual script for us, you're joined by co-host Tom Higgins, myself, Matt Davenport, and main producer, I'm going to call you, Jamie Crawford, rather than executive producer. The only producer we have, the only one we need.
Capital Th.
It's the usual format. Hopefully you enjoyed last week's 2 episodes, cutting it down rather than having one monster 2-hour episode. We cut it down into 2 short ones. Hopefully that went down. If it didn't go down very well, let us know, and we'll just ignore you because that's what we do. And but the first things first, before we go on to anything, we have our first official hat trick. All 3 of our teams won this weekend. Now, I know there's been a few times when we've had near misses. There was the week when the Giants won and the Bucks won and the Raiders won a bye week. And then we've had a few weeks where I think the Bucks and the Raiders have won and also the Giants haven't. That's not a little dig.
And then last week we didn't win.
And yeah, we nearly had it last week, but the Bucks let us down, unfortunately. But we have our first hat trick, so it should all be positive-ish for this week. I think we'll just go straight in and talk about. I think the Bucks win first and foremost. I think that Jamie's ready for me there, but I think the Bucks win is probably going to be quicker. I think than.
All I'm going to say is I called it. If you go back to last week, I said several things. I said we're going to score over 40 points. We need to come back and be offensive and defensively stronger-minded. We came back, got over that 40 points. I said Gronk needs to spike it. He didn't spike it, but he got a touchdown. He gave it to Brady to spike it. And I also said my bet for Tom Brady to get a touchdown anytime. And he got that too. So that's another hat trick for you. So what a win. I think it was Mike Evans, Ronald Jones, which I'm pretty sure we're going to talk about later as well. Rob Gronkowski, unbelievable with so many touchdowns for everybody, and Tom Brady rushing as well, all different receivers. Antonio Brown got about 40-50 yards as well from a few receptions, so all round great performance. We didn't show up properly until the second half, but that's usually what we expect now. We always have a poor first quarter, first half, and then we come out of it and then get an interception straight away, basically. We got that unbelievable play by Rojo, 98 yards, unbelievable franchise record. And then the next play, we basically get a pick-off interception. So it was a beautiful second half. I absolutely loved it. And it's nothing better than beating your rivals, which you all know because it's the hat trick. So, yeah, we're 7-3 for the year. Can't complain. So,
good record.
Yeah. It's, I think it was pretty close early on, wasn't it? And the Panthers aren't to be sniffed at today.
17-17 at half time it was.
Yeah. And I think just stepped it up a little bit. The equality obviously came through there. The difference between the Bucks and the Panthers.
The Brady factor.
I'm not going to say that.
Did Teddy go off injured in the end?
Yeah, so. Right at the end, yeah. I think third, fourth quarter.
Yeah, but a good win.
Really well,
yeah.
Yeah, he started, like I said, he was 10 for 10, 11. No, he might have been 12 for 12 before he had his first incompletion. He was really good, solid start. Like I said, he got down there, did what was needed of him, obviously. Somebody said, I can't remember who it was, said the Panthers are more dangerous without Christian McCaffrey.
It was me.
No, this is like a proper professional person. Journalist.
And
you're not, Matt. Yeah. You're not a proper professional person.
Excuse me, if there's any producers out there who are looking for something to do on a Tuesday evening.
No, somebody said, they said it during the game, the actual announcer said that somebody said they're more dangerous without Christian McCaffrey. And it's true, like I said, because you don't know what to expect from the Panthers without Christian McCaffrey. But when McCaffrey's playing, you know they're just going to try and find him the ball and he's going to run. So they're a one-man team when it comes to McCaffrey, but then when he's not there, they play better football. But McCaffrey is one of the best running backs in the league. It doesn't make sense.
It's poor coaching to me.
Yeah,
poor coaching to me.
I think I did pretty much touch on it a couple of weeks ago with the Panthers that as good as McCaffrey is, and I still don't really know why, but I think they are a better team without him, which is madness to say. For a player of McCaffrey's quality, but there you go.
Yeah.
Whoever the professional was, you are copying me. Must be somebody listening to this. Must be somebody listening to Third and Short.
It was Mike Garofolo. He listened to this and was like, "Matt Dabb knows what he's talking about."
my guy, Mikey G.
Yeah.
Like I've ever spoken to him in my life. Yeah, I mean, we'll save you till last time. I think it's. I think you'll have more to say than perhaps I will. But for me, it was playing the Broncos divisional team. Usually a tough game against the Broncos, and we made hard work of it in the first half. In the Raiders group chat that I'm in, I was very much spewing about certain things that had happened. I was actually spewing about my boy Abram. He cost us a punt return touchdown for Hunter Renfro by doing something off the ball, completely unnecessary. But with Abram, it's hard because you take away his aggression.
Yeah, you're going to have to accept that, aren't you?
Yeah, and I think we can perhaps coach some things out of him, but you don't want to lose all of it because he is an absolute monster. And there's a little clip of him getting the sort of D fired up in between plays, and he's effectively a rookie. I know it's his second year, but he played one game last season, and he's just getting the whole D fired up. It's good to see things like that. So I'm still waiting for my Abraham jersey to arrive. And then we scored 37 points. We didn't throw one touchdown pass. We had a touchdown chalked off for Jonathan Abram off the ball, if you will. Would have been a punt return on a Renfro. We had two dropped passes, one by Darren Waller, and he was clean through. One by Henry Ruggs. It went literally through his hands, and he had a good 4 or 5 yards on the guy who's covering him. So there were potentially another two touchdowns there. So that's another 21 points we probably left on the field, and I'd have loved to have scored 58 points against a divisional rival. But the most pleasing thing for me was 4 interceptions. Is unreal for our D. I'm going to put the credit on us and not on the fact that True lost. 2 interceptions for Heath. Heath the Thief, they're calling him now, which I quite like. An interception for Carl Nassib, who we got from the Buccaneers during off-season. And then my favourite interception of all was, I'm not going to say surname because I can't pronounce it, nobody can. Nick Kwiatkowski, I think it is. Got him from the Bears in the off-season. He's a linebacker. He's not the most mobile, that's probably fair to say. He relies on brute strength and being like a wall. There was a clip the week before where he literally stood a player up about 4 yards out. He was running at him, but he just caught it like Jamie was doing there with one hand, leaning back, and he almost was a bit shocked that he caught it. It was incredible. So really pleasing second half. Going in at half time, 10-7. Could have easily been behind because the interception from Jeffrey was in the end zone right at the end of the first half. Pleasing result. 37. I think it was 37-12 or something. I can't remember. But yeah, really pleasing result for us.
Here we go.
Yeah, I mean, I always like it. I always like watching the Raiders. Always keep an eye out for the result. Good to see. Did Aguilar drop a catch as well when he was clean through?
No, it was one for Waller and one for Henry.
Was it? I know I saw the Waller one, but I only mentioned something about Nelson, but I didn't know whether it was a clean catch or not.
No, the 2 clean ones were Waller, which is surprising because he's Mr. Reliable.
Yeah.
And Ruggs. Yeah. I think it caught him off guard. You can see him sort of look over his shoulder and he puts his hands out straight away and it goes right through the middle of him. But shame, but good win.
Oh, yeah, irrelevant in your score, wasn't it, at the end of the day?
Yeah, luckily.
Yeah. Yeah, it could be like Ingram against Philly. But then we played Philly this week, didn't we? And the streak is finally broken, isn't it? No more 4 years of hurt. Fantastic. I mean, I can't, I don't often get to celebrate a Giants win. Getting to celebrate back-to-back, going into a bye week so I can relax as well. It also means that I don't have to worry about the grey hoodie superstition. I can celebrate with the colours. I can celebrate with Mr. Slayton. He's the boy. No jinxing us for the week after. we're on a bye week. We can rest up easy. It's fantastic. It was so good to watch. It made it a little bit sweeter, just a little bit sweeter that Phil was on the blower to me, with him being a Phillies fan. It was enjoyable. I probably will go on for a while, but I could go on for longer. There was just so many positives to it. Not only is it divisional rival we've not beat for 8 games on the bounce, it's put us, second in the league, in the division. Sorry,
Half a game.
It's a terrible division. Don't get us wrong, but I was watching Good Morning Britain on Monday, and they said something that rings true. And obviously, I can't shout about it because it'd sound biased, but we're probably the best 3-7 team you'll ever see.
Say Good Morning Britain.
That's what. Yeah, Good Morning Football. I just say Good Morning Britain. Piers Morgan's banging on about it. That's the UK coming out of me, isn't it? Cheers, Piers and Susanna. But yeah, they said, we're probably the best 3-7 team you'll ever see. And again, it just goes back to what Joe's judge and the coaches are doing, because we don't have streams of talent. But my God, they play hard. And we're so competitive, and the past 2 games things have gone right, and let's hope that continues. We've got a tough game after the bye week, but it's also winnable. We've got Bengals, so it'll be interesting to see what we do there. You're wanting to see, as a Giants fan, you're wanting to see that momentum. I mean, you look at it, DJ, second game in a row, no fumbles. Have that Jamie Crawford, 21 for 28. 244 yards, didn't throw a touchdown pass, rushed for 64 yards and got himself a touchdown. Solid game. Saw a stat earlier, 18 for 18 in clean pocket. What more do you want from a quarterback, really? Wayne Goldman, 2 rushing touchdowns, absolutely stepping up in Saquon's absence. The run game's looking good. The O-line are doing really, really well at getting them holes. Shane Lemieux, I'm absolutely loving him. Stepped up in Will Hernandez's absence when he was on the COVID list. And my God, has he made a huge difference. That much so that Will Hernandez was back this week. Didn't play snap until the 4th quarter when Kevin Zeitler went out with concussion. So it looks like Lemieux stepped up and earned his place, which is what I love to see, and what I want to see from a coaching team is them going, no, you've earned your place. You can stick at it. Doesn't matter whether you're a rookie or not. That's brilliant. Darius Slayton, 5 receptions, 93 yards. He's a boy. He is a number 1 receiver. Absolutely brilliant. And then I think finally I'll probably shout out about player-wise, Graham Gano just missed the automatic. I think he's 21 this season. And Riley Dixon. It's not often we shout about a punter, is it? But 4 punts, 53-yard average, longest 71. And all 4 were within Eagles 20. You don't want any more from a punter, do you? And then lastly, our defense, Patrick Graham, just working wonders. The Eagles had 9 third down attempts on Sunday. How many did they make?
None.
0. It's brilliant. It's absolutely brilliant. And that's not taken away from the fact that the Eagles are shit as well. Carson Wentz, he's dog turd. He really is dog turd. But they had their weapons back. There was no excuse. As much as you listen to Doug Peterson talk on his interviews and not give the Giants any credit, he's just a bitter twat. We absolutely outplayed them, outcoached them. Just a fantastic result. And nice to see the Giants in a game winning by more than 1, 2, 3 points. 10-point win. Brilliant. Absolutely over the moon. And yeah, can chill out for a bit. I hate bye weeks because you're not watching your football, but I can relax a bit and take in some other games. You'll notice anytime the Giants play, I'm quite quiet in the group because you obviously focus on your game. Whereas now, 6 o'clock on Sunday,
it's just not going to be Bucks chat anymore, is it? Because we're not playing till Monday night anyway.
No.
It's usually Matt was
Get
like,
rid of the Bucks
"What's
chat.
going on with this Bucks chat?" I mean, Bucks aren't playing till Monday anyway, so there's not going to be a Bucks
it
chat.
wasn't me who made the comment.
It was moi. I'm sick of it.
Was it?
And it's getting muted on Monday night.
We'll see who's up. But you were talking about third downs then. I just wanted to just say with the Panthers as well, they were 1 for 9 on third downs in our game against the Bucks, and obviously they were 1 for 3 on fourth down. If you put that to last week, they were 3 for 3 against the Chiefs. They made all 3 of their fourth downs against the Chiefs. Only made 1. Are we better than the Chiefs? Who knows? I mean, Raiders beat the Chiefs. We beat the Raiders.
We beat the Saints. The Saints beat you twice. So.
Yeah, it's divisional. We'll let Saints have that. But
yeah, all good results really. I can't pick any faults in any of the 3 games. Yeah, I'd love to.
Yeah, no, we're unprepared for this. We never expected the hat trick.
See you next week.
We're done now. They retired on a high.
Just in terms of some,
some
other results that we can look at for last week. Any particular one that stick out in your minds?
Yeah, I mean, I was shocked the Colts beat the Titans.
You called it though.
I think. Did you call it, James? Yeah, I was going to say you called it.
I actually put it on.
Only because you wanted to go against the grain.
I put it on my Pickens.
I didn't put it on the Pickens, but Matt did.
I did because I think it was Thursday afternoon. I read that the Colts had something like at the time the top ranked defense in the NFL. They were top 5 in all aspects of the D, and I'm not a fan of Tannehill, as we all know. So I did end up changing my Pickens to a Colts win off the back of that.
I mean, as well,
it was a good pick.
I called it 35-24. It was 34-17. So it was close.
Just the wrong team.
Yeah, you did.
Oh no, you had the right team. Sorry,
I had the right team. Yeah. So, but I think for me, I've got 2 games that I want to talk about. One of them for all the wrong reasons. Could you imagine being
Texans Browns?
being at that game?
My God, that's awful.
It was 3-0 up until the fourth quarter. Could you imagine watching that game?
Could you imagine travelling from Blackpool to Wembley Stadium to watch your team play the Seahawks, and they only scored 3 points in the fourth quarter, and you left before that because you were hammered?
But yeah, I think that game.
Not about that.
But Browns are 6 for 3 as well, which is crazy. But the other game, I mean, it's probably one of the best moments of the weekend. Like, you can't not talk about with 11 seconds.
I think I know what you're going to say. Is it Tua?
It is. With 11 seconds on the clock, down against Josh Allen and the Bills. Said Bulls then, like Michael Jordan. Against Josh Allen and the Bills. To Hail Murray it, shall we say. It's gonna be named a Hail Murray now. That's what it is. To throw it, and then for DeAndre Hopkins to actually catch it in the end zone with 1 second left on the clock to win the game. It was absolutely unreal. And yes, it's made better by Titanic music. It was a beautiful moment.
What might have gone unnoticed by most is they didn't go for a 1 point conversion. They took a knee. They went for the 2 points and Cowboy took a knee. It's a pretty smart move, because if the extra point gets blocked and they return it all the way.
Yeah.
Smart move.
Well, saying that, wasn't it? In the
coaching.
Browns game, was it Nick Chubb ran out at the 1 yard line?
Chubb.
So don't score a touchdown. Nah,
Brilliant.
All right.
Yeah.
Don't get it. Don't know why he did
though.
it, because he would have won the game regardless. But
Yeah.
No, it gives them time though, doesn't it, to make something happen? Whereas you run that out, then they were already winning the game, and then you just take your first down and see the clock out. So I like that though. Players playing for the team and the win, not looking for individual stats. Although I imagine many fantasy football owners were livid and were spewing at that.
Like,
Absolutely spewing.
yes. No.
Yeah. I mean, for those that have either first listening to this, trying to get into the NFL, or have stuck through from the beginning and still, are unsure as to why this sport is amazing, just go and watch the last 2 minutes of the Cardinals versus the Bills. It is just an advert for why this sport is so exciting. I was talking to Phil during the game, and when we went 10 points up, he was like, surely that's it. And I was like, no, it's not. I was like, you've still got over 2 minutes left. And I was like that. You just think, 2 minutes left, 10 points, but you just don't realize how long that is in a game of football. And when you've got someone like DeAndre Hopkins in the end zone, my God, that was just stupid. Especially after the Bills thought they'd just won it with a great throw from Allen and an unbelievable catch from Stephon Diggs. But it's weird. I had an inkling, right, because I'm a big believer in that, I'm quite superstitious, you see, from the fact that I wear the hoodie and stuff now. I think that's the only reason we win. Is when Stephon Diggs banged that touchdown in, he got up and he was like screaming, "That's why you pay me. That's why you pay me." And the camera just kept going back to him as if the Bills had won the game. And I was like, this is going to be the biggest slap in the face, because he was bouncing around the touchline. He was screaming at the D, basically saying, that's why I've won the game. That's why you pay me. Wrap it up now. And then Kyler, the wriggly little wanker that he is, got free and just thought, Hopkins is down there somewhere. Absolutely no skill involved, as per usual, and just lifted it up and left it all for, the Dreadlock Warrior to just, oh my God, what a catch. Surrounded by 3 people. I mean, it was poor defensively from the Bills. All 3 of them should have done better there, but you've got to give it to Hopkins.
I think
Unbelievable.
There's a photo of the hands going for the ball, and I'm sure DeAndre Hopkins has got an Air Jordan glove on. If there's ever an advert for Air Jordan products, it just needs to be that one glove surrounded by other gloves.
Yeah.
That's the one that comes up with the ball.
Yeah, absolutely. It was brilliant. You can't pick any other games, can you? You talk. There's other results out there that you think, oh, that's quite a bit of a shock, what have you. But that game just blows away the weekend's fixtures, and it's something I could sit and watch over and over again. And if I'm honest,
I watched it again
I've
this
had
morning.
the NFL channel on. Yeah, as soon as the NFL hits come on and it shows that game, I'm hooked again. It's phenomenal. It is brilliant.
So I think just some other quick results to sort of touch on. Really, there's nothing that really stands out.
Rams beat the Seahawks.
I was thinking the Patriots beating the Ravens. It is.
That's the other one I've got written down. And Patriots at Ravens.
Yeah, and I guess Rams beating the Seahawks. That's 2 bad defeats in a row for the Seahawks, and they've got Kyler this week on Thursday night, I think it is. Yeah. So I watched Good Morning Football the other morning, and
Good Morning Britain with Piers Morgan.
Bye.
I'm sure it was might have been Peter Schrager who says if Seattle can beat Kyler, then they are then legit this season.
I mean, every team's going to lose some games. I mean, the best teams in the world aren't going to win every single game. When was the last time you saw a team go 6? When's the last time you saw a team go 16-0? It doesn't happen. You talk about the best teams ever.
I've seen a team go 16. And we'll see one this season as well.
Special shout out to the Jets who didn't lose this week.
Yeah,
well done. Rest up easy.
But
I don't know about the Seahawks. I really don't know about it. You see it more and more. They're statistically the worst defense in the league, and on target to be, I believe, the worst defense in NFL history. With the yards they've given up so far, I believe they're averaging. I'm sure I saw it on Sunday. Which when I read it, I was like, "What?" But apparently, they're averaging 445 yards given a game. The defense. That's massive. That is absolutely huge. And I had to read it 3 times because I was like, that can't be true. But when you see it on on Game Pass, then you
Yeah,
like
that's
to get the stats right.
That's like
Um,
rushing and passing combined, yeah.
Yeah, full scrimmage yards, yeah. But I mean that you can't get away with that. You can't. Don't matter how good Russell is or how good DK is. You're not going to win enough games by having a defense like that.
It's no more Legion of Boom, is it?
So I think
Those days are gone. Legion of
no,
Boom.
no. Who now moves on to MVP? Because I think Russ has kissed goodbye to it. It's multiple. Is it 3 games on the bounce for multiple picks?
Actually, could be. Yeah. I still
It's
think he's
definitely 2.
probably
I'm sure it's 3.
As long as he gets at least more than one vote, he's a winner, isn't he? So he's only
Yeah.
2 weeks in a row with an interception.
Yeah. So it's just crazy. I mean,
it's not.
Who else? Like you said, he's going to be Kyler Murray at the moment, isn't it? After that play,
Kyler. Ugh, I hate to say it. I hate to say it. But yeah, I mean DC's looking good. But the problem is Kyler gets all the hype as he did last year with the offensive rookie.
Fucking little hobbit prick.
They always said.
I think again is he the first quarterback that's on target to? Well, he's on target. Sorry, to be the first quarterback that will throw for 4,000 and rush for 1,000.
Yeah, I read that as well. But he's
That's
also
just sickening, isn't it?
They were talking about
Really?
the second year quarterback 2 years ago. Mahomes, second year MVP. Lamar Jackson, second year MVP. Kyler Murray, second year MVP.
Nah, DJ.
What?
Second year RIP.
What? Yeah, literally. Second year.
Yeah, I mean, to be fair, we've still got to play them yet, so maybe the quarterback killers come out. Fingers crossed. And we do our damage, but he is good. I hate to say it.
Okay,
I think he's overhyped. I'm not saying he's overrated. Yeah, I'm not saying he's overrated. I think he's overhyped. And I just cannot.
Prick.
Yeah, I just cannot stand him. And it was the first time I heard him speak at the weekend, and I hated it. His voice just doesn't go with his Frodo frame at all. It was so weird. It's like a proper deep voice. It was like it was like a bad lip sync. Yeah, absolutely better than Kermit.
No, I don't read.
I think that moment is probably going to be one of the best moments in NFL recent history. But regardless of Kyler Murray, do you have anybody else for your player of the week?
Ooh.
See, I'm not going to say a player of the week. I'm going to give an honourable mention, but I can't look past Patrick Graham. I just can't believe. Again, it's a culmination of the whole season. But to go 0-9 for third downs against the divisional rival, we were just brilliant. The defense was just unbelievable. I just can't look past it. He just schemed so well, and we just blitzed for fun. And Carson Wentz just didn't have a clue. And yeah, it was just fantastic. I don't want to go into the Giants over and over again, but my God, it was enjoyable. Fuck you, Philly.
Die Eagles die.
Yeah.
Mine's obviously Rojo. Like I said, it has to be 192 yards, 23 carries, 1 touchdown, unbelievable 98-yard rushing touchdown. Only the 4th player to do it as well in history and our franchise record. I absolutely love him. Rojo for the win.
I don't normally go for players from my own team.
But it's a hat-trick week, so why not?
there's a few people I could pick out. I mean, I could give it to Drew Lock for the Raiders. But could give it to JJ there in terms of just another monster week. I think he went over 100 yards again. He's just getting better and better and better. Shout out to Wayne at Sigsy, who doesn't rate him at all. But I could give it to the D as a whole. You know, 4 picks and a couple of the takeaways and turnovers and whatnot, which is pretty good for our standards. But I'm going to give it to somebody who has impressed me more and more in the last couple of weeks. It's Devontae Booker, our sort of second choice running back, if you will. He was up against a team that let him leave the Broncos, came to a divisional rival. Wasn't much expected of him. He wasn't great in Denver. And yet, on Sunday, he scored 2 touchdowns against them. And he wasn't even asked. And it was just, in the post-match presser, it was just like, yeah, it's just, it is what it is. He could have gone to town on them because he got a bit of stick during the game from the Broncos players, his former teammates. But he scored 2 touchdowns, which is great in itself. But yeah, Devontae Booker, I'm slowly, more and more each week, becoming more of a fan of our running back team, if you will. Because I've always been a fan of Jalen Richard, but Booker's sort of keeping him, not out of the team, but keeping his snaps limited by sort of stepping up each week. So it's Devontae Booker for me this week. I'm going to get his stats, actually.
I will shout out while you're doing that. I will shout out. There was a Bears punt receipt yesterday, 105 yards, touchdown. I can't remember the guy's name. Didn't really care because I just wanted to wax lyrical about Patrick Graham. But if we're talking about another team, 105-yard punt return. I mean, the guy's nuts to have even gone for it with where he collected it. But every credit, I think that put them ahead at the time. They threw it away, and the Vikings picked up another win. Well done. But 105 yards. Yeah. They're coming well. Which is brilliant because it just means Kirk Cousins is going to have another year there, which gives them an absolute headache. So keep it going, Dalvin Cook, carrying that team is brilliant.
Booker went for 81 yards, 16 carries, averaging 5.1 with 2 touchdowns. Jacobs averaged 5.3 and went for 112 with 2 touchdowns. So shout out to running back number 3. Yeah, well, you've gone dead quiet again, haven't you? The same issues, but the producers having the issues, shall we say? Shout out to our third running back of the week, who was Derek Carr, rushing for 10 yards there.
Go on, DC.
He's
no Superman this week.
No, didn't need to. There was something else I wanted to mention. I'm going to go to. They lost the game. They lost to the Lions, but Alex Smith, 390 yards he threw.
First start as well, wasn't it?
First start since his injury, yeah.
I mean,
he played, I think, two and a bit quarters against us and threw for just short 300. And it annoyed me because I hadn't really seen much of him. Obviously, I'd heard about the injury, but I'd not really seen him play. And the pundit at the time, he was an ex-linebacker, I can't remember who it was, but he was saying, like, when they used to come up about him, they were just saying, just sit on top of him because he doesn't go deep. He'll just check down constantly. He's just play safe. I think he threw over 3 passes for over 50 yards against us. And I was like, you lying prick. And he went, like I say, nearly 300 in just over a half. Threw 3 picks against us, but we are the Giants, were unbelievable, whereas the Lions are shit. So, yeah, well done.
Yeah, with Alex.
Have that, Bones.
Like I said, he had 55 passing attempts with 390 yards, like you said, but no touchdowns or no interceptions.
You can put that on the rest of the team, though, can't you, I suppose?
Yeah, exactly.
Real. What did McLaurin have receiving-wise?
Who?
You got the stats up there?
Yeah.
McLaurin.
One reception. One reception, 27 yards.
One?
Yeah, one. Yeah.
Wow.
Gibson had 13 and 2 touchdowns.
No, McLaurin had 1 rushing, 27 yards.
Oh, yeah, it's rushing, sorry.
Receiving was 95
Receiving, 95 yards,
I was
sorry.
going to say, gee.
I was looking at rushing, sorry.
He seemed to be his number 1 against us. He was targeting McLaurin a lot.
And we move on to this week, bye week for the Giants, so you can sort of relax a little, I guess. I'll be dead quick about our game this week. Late one Sunday night, prime time.
I like red.
Against the Chiefs. They always won. We beat them in Kansas City.
It's a free game for you.
Yeah, I think we'll lose. I think it's not me being negative. I think they're going to come out fired up. Andy Reid is something stupid like 1 loss and 18 wins after the bye week. Something ridiculous like that in his career. So I don't know why we always seem to get him after a frigging bye week. Cheers, Roger Goodall. Yeah, I'm not expecting big things. I think I said it before the last game, but damage limitation. If we can put up a bit of a fight, if we can do some damage, if Abrams can break Mahomes' legs and make things easier for the rest of the league, then I'll take that as a successful week.
I ain't saying about weird stats. I know obviously you mentioned it last week when Tom Brady finally lost to the same quarterback in the same year for like the first time ever. He's never lost 3 divisional games in history. And we still got to face the Falcons twice. So
yeah, but hopefully that's had the Jets, the Bills who have been pony until this year, and the Dolphins who've been nothing for 25 years.
I mean, if he keeps that stat for this one as well, like you said, Falcons, Panthers, and Saints. Obviously, Saints beat us twice. I still say they're probably one of the best teams in the NFC.
It's funny, Brady dipped out of the AFC East at the right time with Josh Allen and Tua.
Coincidence, isn't it?
Well, it just shows because Patriots are going downhill. It shows me is Brady the brains and Belichick was just riding his coattails.
No, I think Belichick's smarter than you think. I think he's desperate.
They just beat the Ravens.
Yeah.
Can't say they're going massively down here.
I think he was desperate to tank, and he sort of rumours went out about certain players being on the trade block and nobody sort of debate. So I think he's going to try and do what he can this year to maybe sneak in the playoffs now.
The weather absolutely helped them, though. Did you see it at Foxborough? Did you see that downpour? Madness. Joe Judge was spewing that we didn't get any rain because he had us training out all week in the rain. He's got this about him from Foxborough. Anytime it rains, he wants him training outside. Which, again, just another quality I like. The guy's just a beast.
But yeah, if you want to go into our final one, if you want to do the questions now or later.
May as well do them now.
You didn't talk about your game this week.
Yeah, I did. I said the Rams. Fine Rams. Yeah, it's going to be good. It's Monday Night Football. I love Monday Night Football. It's bloody
Rams,
brilliant.
that's it.
I love Monday Night Football. Remember what happened last time? We almost got beaten by the Giants. Yeah, hopefully it's going to be good. I mean, Rams had a really good game this weekend. Like we said, they got a big win. So, like I said, they beat the Seahawks, didn't they? So, I hope, like I said, Rams are a good team, but I think, are they 5 for 5?
Rams are Aaron Donald, aren't they?
They're 6 for 3, sorry. So again, it's going to be a close game. Like I said, Rams and Seahawks both 6 for 3 now.
I'm going to say something here. Sorry to interrupt. We talk about Aaron Donald most weeks. I'm not having him. Either I'll have him, and then we start putting other people in his category. But he's had 6
players in his category.
Yeah. Well, Leonard Williams is one. We're having it now. Aaron Donald's had 6 QB hits this season. Leonard Williams had 5. He's in there.
Aaron Donald gets triple teamed every single week.
Don't care.
Aaron Donald didn't do anything against the Seahawks.
He gets triple teamed every week.
Aaron Donald didn't have anything.
The Giants.
He did nothing against Seahawks.
It's the fact he's in the team takes so many offensive linemen out of the game that other players can make things happen.
I'll always praise him.
He
manhandled Zeke, and I enjoyed it. But
yeah, he threw him
like
a doll.
I'm not having it that he's this superstar.
Broncos sort him out.
Although I'm not saying he's shit either.
A lot of them to turn up on our podcast.
Yeah. To be fair, I'd have him. I'm miles bigger than him.
I'd like to see that actually. He was Aaron Donald there, and a little sort of sumo style push-offs.
He's got a massive square head, hasn't he? It's an absolute blockhead.
He's got a telly head.
Yeah. Yeah, absolute Sam Allardyce bonce. It's you can tell he's got a bit of a unit about him just at the size of his head, but no. I'm sick of the NFL having poster boys.
There was a debate a couple of years ago of who's better, him or Khalil Mack, and I obviously favoured Khalil Mack.
Yeah.
Now my bias is less involved. Probably still go Khalil Mack, to be honest.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know.
Well, we won out of that trade, in my opinion.
You definitely won out of that trade.
We got who did we get? Arnett and Abrams, I think.
Yeah.
Might have been Jacobs.
I saw something before. I think it was the Texans and and Cardinals trade for Hopkins. And I think Hopkins is he the fifth ranked receiver at the moment in the NFL or in the top five? And I think is it Devontae Jaden or something that they got? He's an unknown. He's something like ranked 55th in wide receivers in the league, and you just think like, Jesus Christ. We talk about winning trades. There was only one winner there, wasn't there?
Bet Deshaun's buzzing.
Yeah.
Especially because
after just signing a new big contract.
I said, what are the Texans now? Texans like 2 for 5, 2 for 7. Texans.
It was either Deshaun or DeAndre, wasn't it? But they're going to pay one of them. I guess you pay your quarterback, don't you?
Yeah. I tell you what, though, I bet the Dolphins are rubbing their hands together at Texans pick. I bet they never thought in their wildest dreams that they'd be a top 5 pick as they are at the moment.
No.
You think Dolphins are going to win it in the next 5 years? You think they're going to go?
I think they'll be very, very close.
I do, yeah.
You think they're going to make the playoffs this season?
I think it'll be a Dolphins-Giants final.
I think the Dolphins will.
You think they make the playoffs this season?
I think the Dolphins will, yeah. The Raiders have 2 very, very season-defining games, and it's the Colts and the Dolphins. And I think you come out of them with 2 wins, you're making the playoffs. You come out of them with 2 defeats, you're not making the playoffs.
Yeah, Dolphins-Raiders game will be good.
I'm sure it's week 17 as well, or week 16.
Is it?
I'm right near the end of the season. Yeah.
I just like our last 3 games are Falcons, Lions, Falcons.
Well,
you just
I'm going to say
you.
It's usually a divisional line.
That W. That video. Oh, everybody, listen to me. What's that? What's that?
Oh my! That was one of the most horrible videos I've ever seen. And it just like, what a lack of leadership he has. Not one person was interested, were they?
That W.
We have gotten week 16. You always get a divisional game last week of the season, don't you? So luckily for us, we got the Broncos week 17. So,
well, guaranteed dub. You're all right there.
That'll be another 4 touchdown passes for Drew Lock.
Yeah. We've got the Cowboys. That could be a win or bust.
That's for bottom or top. That's going to top it. Whoever loses.
Dak won't be back by then, will he? So
no, he's done for the season, isn't he?
I can imagine if they actually get there and he comes back for the Super Bowl. I'm never going to get there.
I just think we'll probably go out to kill another one and take Dalton out.
But yeah, if you want to finish this episode with the questions, who's got a question? Matt, did you get one?
I didn't. I just saw something on Twitter or Facebook or one of the other social media things. That was, it might be Instagram. I don't know. What a great time this would be to plug our own socials. But it was with Drew Brees being out. Do the Saints now pick Winston, or do they go with Taysom Hill, or do they give them both the share of the snaps? What would you do? I know what Jamie would do, and I know what Tom would do based on previous weeks. I would probably go with Taysom Hill, I think, because Winston is wank.
I would put me in over Jameis Winston.
You won't be able to throw it over the linebacker.
Fucking awful.
Neither can he.
Well, he can.
At least I'd miss the linebacker. He'd hit him every time, right there where it counts.
I'll tell you what, next week, when we come on this show and Jameis Winston has thrown over 500 yards and 4 touchdowns, and we can talk about how crap he is, that's fine. We'll do it. Jameis Winston starting. Taysom Hill's a very, very good quarterback, but he's only a second-string quarterback. He couldn't do it for a full game, I don't think, like I said.
He's better than a third-string quarterback. Jameis Winston took 10 snaps against the depleted San Francisco 49ers.
Yeah.
He completed 6.
Yeah. What about Drew Brees?
Threw no touchdowns.
Yeah, neither did Drew Brees. He threw
Yeah,
one
he did.
touchdown, didn't he?
Yeah, that's one.
And he only did like
Same.
3 more snaps.
Yeah, completed 2 more. Better percentage. And he's
Um,
86.
Just as it's hat-trick week, boys, what before we move on, what or before we end this episode, what beers we having this week? Now, for me, it's a Camden Hells. It is it's a craft lager. It's one of the cool ones that hipsters drink. Because you think they're different to everywhere else. But no, to be fair, I've had it a few times. The Stella, a favourite takeaway of mine. Shout out to the Pete's Company. Yeah, it's decent. It's from I think it's called whatever that brewery is there. But yeah, it's decent lager. I quite like it.
I like it.
I'm back on the Bud Light.
Ooh.
A little bit of the Bud Light.
Dilly.
I've not actually got a drink today. Only kidding. It is. I'm coming for you, Tony Romo. I'm coming for you.
Yummy. But if we do just the one final question before we do end part 1, is a question I got from my big boy Jared. What's the best Super Bowl you've watched?
One where J-Lo and Shakira les that off at halftime.
The Chiefs won that.
I forgot the result.
Okay. Yeah, I forgot the result.
I think I nearly had a moment in Dirty Blondes in Blackpool there.
There was a reason I went home before half-time.
I did fall asleep in the second half because I was spent at half-time. That's fine. Best one I've watched? That is a good question. There's been a few, and unfortunately, they all involve the Patriots. I'm going to try and put my neutral head on. There was Russell Wilson's interception against the Patriots. There was the Falcons' collapse, which was against the Patriots. But the one I'm going to pick is the Eagles, the Philly special. Nick Foles, backup quarterback.
Just because that's the one that Patriots didn't win.
100% correct, yes.
Yeah.
I did recent years. I did like the Panthers Broncos because it was more of a defensive game. Really, Von Miller was sort of running it, and Cam lost.
That's true. Mine, like I said, we were talking about it before, comebacks and stuff. It's Patriots Falcons. I absolutely love this game so much because Tom Higgins came to my house, Jason came to my house, Jared came to my house. Fourth quarter comes about. They're all like, "Nah, it's over. I'm going home." Like, what? Like, do you not understand what's happening? Like, literally, this game isn't over until the 2-minute happens. Tom's like, "Nah, I'm done." Left. Jason left. He didn't know what's going on anyway. He didn't watch football. Jared stuck with it. He was like, "No, it's going to be over." Then he left in the fourth quarter, halfway through. I'm like, "Fuck's sake!" So now watching it by myself, all of a sudden, the points started coming in, and then to come back and win it, like I said, 19 points in the fourth quarter.
Yeah.
In the Super Bowl is unbelievable. Yeah. And it's against divisional rival Falcons, so it's even better for me. And then, like you said, they went in and won it in overtime. It's one of the best games I've ever watched because it's, again, if you want to watch the reason of why people watch American football or why this sport is such amazing, it's those fourth quarter comebacks.
And it was just unbelievable. The team being 4-1 down in soccer, footy, whatever you want to call it, with
it's like that fucking Newcastle goal against Arsenal when they made it 4-4, being 4-0 down. It's like Istanbul, 3 goals in 8 minutes. It's like Ole Gunnar Solskjaer banging it in the 93rd minute in the 1999 Champions League.
It's like Aaron Lennon in the 92nd minute against Arsenal to pull it back to 4-4.
No, I thought you were going to say it's like Lucas Moura scoring last minute against Ajax. Surely that's better to go to the Champions League final and get beat by Liverpool.
No, because then we went and got robbed. However, this is an American football podcast. Yeah, I mean, mine too is a similar, Matt. The Eagles won. I know it sounds crazy. I'm a Giants fan, but at the time, I was just sort of getting into NFL and enjoying it. I hadn't really picked a team. But yeah, that Patriots-Falcon one stands out for me. I like seeing Matt Ryan bottle it ever since, and he continues to bottle it quite a lot, which I love. I love a good bottler. That's why I support Spurs. That's why I support the Giants. But yeah, it's elite, and it cements. Don't punch me, Matt, but it cements that Brady is probably the greatest of all time. And it's just another sort of thing, just to sort of say, God, he's unbelievable. It was brilliant. It was brilliant, and it's why we watch the sport. But yeah, 100% was last year's.
And it's why you'll never see
Halftime show.
Tom. It's why you'll never see Tom drink a can. Loves the bottles.
We've kind of been let down on this year's halftime show, haven't we? But we'll save that for another episode, I think.
Yeah,
It'll be
Super
a
Bowl
Sunday
special.
podcast.
Yeah, it's been very, very fun. Like I said, the first hat trick. Happy days to all. Join us for part 2 if Matt wants to.
Yeah, we've got
an introduction.
A very special guest again for part 2. We hope you enjoyed the special guest last week. Unfortunately, this week's special guest is not as attractive as last week's. No disrespect, Mark, but it's we're doing it's just over the sort of midpoint of the season really, and we're going to do a draft special, and it's basically we've got a friend of ours on who's in our group chat, and his knowledge about college football is far superior than ours is, and we just think it'd be good to get him on and do some predictions and sort of some needs for some teams and go from there. So usual scenario, check us out on Facebook. I'm not even going to reel off the little tags here. The important one for me is YouTube, Third and Short UK, I think it is. Give us a subscribe. We've got some competitions coming up on Twitter soon as well, in sort of collaboration with Claire de Bear, who we've already had on. Just keep your eyes peeled for that one. Certainly get over to Twitter at Third Short Pod, because that's where that one's going to happen. I think it's in a couple of weeks, it's on.
Yeah, 5th of December.
So it's going to be a belting prize. We're not going to tell you what it is, but it's because we don't know yet. But it is going to be worth getting involved in that. I would love for one of our regular listeners to pick up that prize, because it'll be something I'd imagine you'd keep forever. Unless, for example, it was a signed Patriots jersey, and I'll just set fire to it. But
and we're also on Instagram at Third Short Pod as well. We've just gone live on there, so happy days.
Yeah. So
although content keeps getting removed for copyright.
We're not very good at this, as you can see. But yeah, so cheers for listening. We'll get this episode released ASAP, and then the next one, which will be 8.5, I think we're going to call it, aren't we? We'll be out in a few days' time. So shout out to everyone who is sticking with us in giving us the sort of couple of hours a week that we thrive off, being your NFL weekly listen.
Like it.
Goodbye.